It's unusual. I try to avoid a lyric song in the intro. And it's unusual to have a GIF. And I was a little bit late, but I have a good reason for it. I have been waiting 10 months. I contacted a company for DDoS protection in December. I've complained about this many times. And there were delays, and there were problems getting in touch with the right people. There were problems getting people set out. And then once people got set out, the fucking fiber optic was bent, and they had to send somebody else out to fix that. And then I'm like, okay, well, now I need to route to this new place. And it's like, well, you have to do a BGP session. You didn't ask for that. So then it took another week. But literally, right as I started getting set up, like 3 minutes ago, I got an email saying that that's set up now. So I will hopefully be able to fucking announce all my shit and get everything back online, which means that next week should be the patches, it should be the .cc coming back up. I should be able to get local email set back up, and I'll go through all that in a second. But I am fucking overjoyed. I've been waiting so long for this, and it would have come in handy like a lot to have this set up, months ago, but whatever. You can't be a begging chooser over here. So let me go through everything properly. I have my notes actually for the first time in forever. I'm gonna hit you with a news blast. You ready? I'm gonna go through like a couple things really fast, just because I feel like they're worth mentioning, but I don't actually want to have anything to say about it. Let's see. I just want to read the headline of this. You ready? America is facing a diaper crisis, and the anti-abortion movement is making it worse. That is amazing. You can't really say that about anything else except Americans, right? You can't say like Africans are running out of food, maybe they should stop fucking, maybe they should stop having kids. It'd be a lot easier to feed all these Africans so they just stopped reproducing. If the Africans, instead of reproducing, just took an ice pick, well, they don't have ice picks in Africa, it's not very cold there. If they just took like a hatchet and just started hacking up children, they wouldn't have to worry about diapers anymore. Why don't they do that? I mean, they probably do in some areas, but not enough to impact the diaper crisis or the food shortages in Africa. Very funny. Conversely, white pill news. Nick Rekieta is back on YouTube. Which I don't know if he actually expected that. But he's not streaming on YouTube again. I think he's temporarily banned. I don't know what his situation is. He's lost a lot of. He was over 500,000, wasn't he, at some point? No, he's like lost some because his account was deleted. But I think he intends to like fully rediversify into like Rumble and shit now. And everybody is. Jim's streaming on Odyssey. Nick's on Odyssey and Rumble. Everyone is. Even the people who really make their homes on YouTube are looking to diversify. Funnily enough, I noticed that on Rumble there was fucking Styx, who I like to bring up anytime I think about decentralized tech because he's the biggest retard. He of course was a shill for BitChute for forever, and then once BitChute had problems and they didn't fix any of them because they realized that they're British and they would probably end up in jail if they continued to host BitChute without like fucking it up. He's now on Rumble. So just jumping between centralized services. Oh, let's try Gab. No, Gab sucks. Let's try Minds. Oh, Minds isn't on the Fediverse. But whatever. They like me because I'm the biggest name on their platform. So that's ones you should use. Use Rumble, Odyssey. That's stupid. Don't use the Fediverse at all, though. Fediverse is the worst. Poor Styx. I think he just likes to be special. That's his problem. He wants to be the special boy on a small. He wants to be the big fish in a small pond, the most specialist boy with the biggest crown of all of the kingdom. And that's his main issue with YouTube, is that he's a little boy with a small dainty crown on YouTube. So he's trying to find the right cock to jump on to get his ego inflated. Let's see. Styx the crossdresser. Yes, that one. Unrelated to Patrick Tomlinson, whose name I also think is Sean Patrick. Let me look this up, actually. Patrick Sean Tomlinson. Sean Patrick Craza is a different person, unrelated to Patrick Sean Tomlinson. Sean Patrick fucks dogs and he has been arrested, or he rather he turned himself in after a warrant was issued for the crime of fucking dogs. And he is now out on bail. I think not even on bail. He like just promised to come back for court. Like when you get like an assault charge or whatever, you just walk and you come back later. Wait, is the graffiti not working on this page? Why is my graffiti not working on this page? It works on Brave, the better browser, but it doesn't work on this. Fine, whatever. Pure white pill stream, yeah. He's on Twitter. He's already back on Twitter with his fucking zoo file. The Zeta icon's like a zoo file symbol on Twitter. Here for the Zoo says, man, on one hand, I know Quantum was a controversial figure with some serious problems. On the other hand, it makes me so mad that you can so fucking mad that you can get arrested for giving a dog a blowjob. Quantum D replies, bro, I'm not dead, y'all. And he continues, I don't know what aunties are celebrating. That's a red flag. Anytime you see someone referring to people as aunties, they either fuck dogs or children. I've never seen the term aunties used outside of like anti-lolicon, anti-pedophilia, or anti-zoophilia. It seems to be a go-to term for people who are like into really deviant shit. He says, I don't know what aunties are celebrating. I'm not going anywhere, Lamau. By the way, I turned myself in and I was there for 5 hours and I got out without paying a dime. So he's on the promise of returning to court for the crime of sucking off a dog. Interesting. This post was sent to me. I've mentioned before that there's a couple of subreddits that I haunt because really, really, really funny shit gets posted to them. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to disclose what one of them is that makes me laugh hysterically. This is our dead bedrooms on Reddit. This is one of many, many like personal relationship subs on Reddit that are plagued with the most mentally ill, dysfunctional people that our society has to offer. This is a long post. I'm going to read all of it because it is one of the funniest fucking things you'll ever read, ever. And it gets funnier and funnier as it goes, which makes me think, like, is this a troll post? But, like, it's in, like, this very small, 382. I guess it's not that small, but there's a line, I'll get to it. There's a line in it that convinces me that's real. From you, one-time post 2000 in our dead bedrooms. My husband thinks my race led to our quote-unquote dead bedroom and wants to open the relationship. Am I overreacting? Hashtag seeking advice. My husband and I have been together for 10 years. I have always had a higher sex drive. It's been this way with every partner I've ever had, so at this point, it's nothing new. The deal in our relationship, per my husband and therapist, is I can initiate once a week, and all other initiations must come from him. It's been like this for about 5 years. We have sex maybe once a month under this deal. At a doctor's appointment a month ago, my husband apparently found out that he has a micropenis. He has been incredibly upset since that day and has been getting angry with our 1-year-old, dogs, and I in a snap, punching holes in walls, yelling until veins in his temple bulge, etc. I've done my best to ensure that he understands this diagnosis is not a concern, and just because he has learned this term does not mean anything has actually changed and he is still the man he always was. Last week, he mentioned that my animalistic sex drive makes him feel emasculated. I let him know how sorry I am for this, and that I would stop initiating going forward while we worked through all the new emotions that have recently come up. I made sure he knew that I understand and accept our current setup and that I have no concerns, especially with everything he's going through. He mentioned that he can't make me orgasm. I have never once had one with him. I tried to make sure he understood that this wasn't an issue on me and not a reflection of him. Just because I don't reach the peak doesn't mean I enjoy the hike, or I don't enjoy the hike. My husband stated that he knew I wanted to have sex far more since my people are so quote-unquote animalistic and sexually driven. When I asked what he meant by my people, he said everyone knows that black people are more sexual beings than other races. He said that black women have vaginas that go deeper than any other race of woman, and so they can only be sexually pleased by men who have an extra large penis. I was speechless. I have never heard any of this type of talk from him before, and I thought it was a terrible joke, but he just kept going. saying how my being biracial / black makes it so we can't connect correctly, and that women have a masculine energy that makes them harder and needing of a harder partner. He has requested that we open our marriage so he can have the opportunity to go to a relationship with someone of his own thinking, sex drive, and background. And thinking, sex drive, and background is a quote from the husband. When I asked what he meant by background, he said he wanted to try dating a white woman, but clarified he didn't want to separate because he loved our life otherwise. When I clarified, so you're saying that you want to have an open relationship but not divorce so you can have sex with someone else because you think my race makes us sexually incompatible, he began yelling at how I did this to us, how he never had these problems with his previous relationships, parentheses, who both cheated on him, how this wasn't the life he wanted, and that he knew I was cheating on him. I told him that I have never cheated on him and offered my laptop and phone to review. He said he didn't believe me and didn't want to waste this time on this anymore. I have avoided him as much as possible since. He is so upset all the time. He refuses to see the couple therapist since we aren't a real couple anymore. He barely looks at our child and won't do anything else with him, even when he calls or reaches for him. When I asked why he accused me of cheating, I offered to get a paternity test and again offered up all my electronics for him to look through. He said he didn't care anymore. Confirmed this morning that he now has set up a dating profile to attempt to find a woman to commiserate with and has encouraged me to find a black man, as they're apparently the only type of individual who would want someone who craves sex like I do and would be able to, quote, break through the hard shell of my ancestors' trauma. What does that even mean? We have never discussed any ancestors I may have on the black side of my family, as I have never met my black parent. I forgot that part. He asked if I had set up my dating profile, and when he realized I hadn't, he said we would sit down and do it tonight. I do not want an open marriage. I want my husband who didn't know he had a micropenis. I want my husband to recognize that I keep the house. Okay, this is an important part. I keep the house spotless, take care of our 1-year-old every single day, and at the same time, I work a full-time job from home that makes 3 times what he does, pay the bill, and never ask what he's doing with his earnings. So the reason why this guy wants an open relationship, this is a real story. I think it is. I choose to believe it's real. I want to believe UFO spinning over. If he wants an open relationship, it's because he wants her to keep paying for shit because she makes more money. But this is okay. This is the time I realized that this woman was not just a black woman with a husband that had a micropenis. I opened her profile and behold, she has that really big poofy curly hair on her Reddit avatar, which means that she is the CEO. And if you don't know what I mean, wait. Black woman, curly hair, stock photo. If you open up you've seen this a million times. If you open up any kind of like business page, like I want to have a small business service. I want a bank account. I want a telephone number. You see her. This woman, this is all the same woman. She's the CEO. She operates 215 small businesses in every state in the U.S. in multiple different countries. However, each one of those businesses only employs 1 to 10 people each, so she's always a small business owner. She makes lots and lots of money. However, they're all in different companies, so she's still a small business owner and not like a mega rich person. But she has many different bank accounts, many different phone lines. She loves coffee. She loves to work on her Macintosh laptop in coffee shops. She's very important, very busy. She's managing 250 companies all over the world. Small businesses, mind you. So that's why she makes so much money. Just in case and unfortunately, fortunately, her husband has a micro penis and hates her child now, because he unfortunately made a quadroon baby who's going to have the world's tiniest dick. So that kid is completely fucked for life. That kid's going to be an incel. Anyways. I want him to understand that I desperately want to have sex every single day, multiple times a day, in every way imaginable, but haven't mentioned it in over 5 years because his feelings mean more, blah, blah, blah. What this entire thing tells me is even though he's going through something I can never understand, and instead of working through it together, he wants to find someone else to work through it with in a romantic capacity. This is the weird part. I shared this information with a couple of friends, and they both say I'm overreacting and should let him get this open relation thing out of his system, and I should have sex with as many men as I want until it's done. The rest is not worth reading. It's just the rest is like her kind of whining, which makes it lend some credibility. But this is probably one of the funniest things I've read in a while. Someone sent this to me by email, coincidentally from one of the subs that's funny as fuck. Josh reading Jewish fanfics. Why is this one guy is like seething in chat that I'm reading cuck shit? It's like, I'm sorry that I find the spiritual decline of Redditors to be hilarious. Actually, I'm not sorry. Fuck you. Shit. I have great hobbies. I like to read about people who are going to kill themselves before they do it. How is it cuckolding? I don't understand. They're not cheating on each other. He just has a tiny dick and he's upset because of it. Can't people... Whew, whew. You got your priorities out of whack if you don't think this is funny. Okay. Is her husband Jewish? I don't know. He's a tiny dick. She didn't specify if it's circumcised or not. But then again, he's in the Maramut, so who knows? So this is more like cuckolding. I have this lined up. I want to talk about findoming today because apparently findoming has made it to Twitch. So this is the kind of... By the way, if you ever go to the front page of Twitch, it's basically just like a softcore porn site now. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Maybe they know exactly what they're doing. They're just making a ton of money.
No, Harge, don't be a pussy. You be first. Come on, let's go.
Is she Latina or Asian?
Harge, don't be poor. You already did $1. Guess what?
Oh, that's Asian.
60 cents.
Now that she leaned forward, she's obviously Asian. What kind of Asian?
You don't sub right now? 3, 2, 1, you're getting banned.
Is he gonna do it?
10, 9, 8.
Oh, I get denied knowing if she actually bans him or not. Whatever. You would really? You guys have no dignity. Asia Pacific. La Chinks. La Chinks. Looks Mexican. I'm saying Asian. That's like Cambodian or something. I like whenever I think someone's like from South Asia, I always go for Cambodian. People seem to hate being called Cambodian. Vietnamese and Laotian are less bad guesses. If you say Cambodian, they're going to be pissed off no matter what. And the chances are they're not actually from Cambodia. So, because if they were from Cambodia, they would be dead. No, Thai people are usually paler.
Bye.